Hello students, I hope you all are well. Myself Mukesh Pandey, I am Assistant Professor of Botany at CUSA Institute of Science run by CU Ronak Foundation, Ashram Road, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Today we are going to discuss about life history of Oedogonium. This topic is related with your syllabus Botany Semester 3, paper number 201, unit number 1. In this topic, we will discuss about occurrence, features and reproduction process in Oedogonium. So let me discuss about the occurrence of the Oedogonium first of all. The word Oedogonium was originated from two Greek words. One is oidos, which means swelling, and second one was gonos, which means reproductive bodies. Oedogonium is one type of freshwater alga. Out of about 400 species, more than 200 have been reported from India. They are very common in ponds, pools, lakes, etc. The filamentous plant body may get attached with the stone, wood, leaves of aquatic plants, small branches of dead plant remain in water by their basal cell, which is known as holdfast. Some species like Oedogonium terrestris are also found on the land. That means they are terrestrial. Now, plant body of Oedogonium. The thalloid plant body is green, multicellular and filamentous. The filaments are unbranched and cells of each filament are attached end to end and form uniserrate row. That you can see in the diagram, there is a filament which is made up of more than one cell. That means it is one type of multicellular structure. The filaments are multicellular. You can see the apical part is having the apical caps. The cap-like structures are there, which are called apical caps. In the basal part, you can see the basal holdfast, which is responsible for the attachment of the filament or plant body with any substratum. Between these two parts, the apical and basal holdfast, you can see the middle cells which are arranged one above each other to form a long filament. Now, if you are going to discuss about the plant body, it is green, multicellular and filamentous, and the filaments are unbranched and cells of each filament are attached end to end and form uniserrate row. The filament is differentiated into three type of cells. One is basal cell, second one is apical cell and third one is middle cell. Now first of all, the basal cells. It is the lowermost cell of the filament. The cell is long, gradually narrowed and towards the basal end it expands to form simple disc-like multi-lobed or finger-shaped structure. The cell is generally colorless, which performs the function of fixation to the substratum and called holdfast. Now the second type of cell, that is apical cell, it is the topmost cell of the filament. The cell is usually rounded towards the apical site and green in color. Third type of cell is middle cell. All the cells in between the basal and apical cell, as I told you, they are similar, they are alike. The cells are longer than their breadth, that means rectangular in shape. Towards the upper end of some cells, a ring-like structure is present, which is known as cap or apical cap that you have seen in the diagram earlier. The cell with cap is called cap cell. The number of caps on a cell indicates the number of cell division in that cell. This is the most important thing that you have to remember. The number of caps on a cell is indicating the number of cell division in that cell. Important features of Oedogonium are as follows, which is very important question for your exam. This is a common freshwater algae growing on substratum like sand, particles, rocks, etc. The plant body is unbranched, filamentous and differentiated into apex and base. The third important feature is that cells have reticulate chloroplast, network like chloroplast will be present, which is called reticulate chloroplast. Presence of caps on the young dividing cells. Next feature is vegetative cell division is very elaborate. Asexual reproduction takes place by multiflagellate zoospore, where flagella are arranged around the beak-like apical region. The sexual reproduction is advanced oogamous type. The female gamete, that means ovum, is produced singly in each oogonium. The male gametes, that means antherozoids, are very much similar to zoospores but smaller in size. 2 antherozoids are produced in each antheridium. The next important feature is that based on the size of male filament, the plants are divided into 2 groups. One is macrandrous and second one is nanandrous type, that we will discuss later in the same lecture. In macrandrous type, the antheridia develop into the filament of normal size, but in nanandrous type, the antheridia develop on a small and thin male filament. The dwarf male or nanandrium remain attached with the oogonium wall or its lower cell, the supporting cell. It will develop on germination of androspore. The androspore forms singly in androsporangium, develop in the normal filament. Now the next feature is that the androspores are smaller than zoospores, but they are larger than antherozoids. The last feature is that the zygote undergoes meiotic division and produces 4 zoospores. In dioecious species, 2 produce male and other 2 produce female plants. Now the cell structure of the oogonium. The intercalary cells are longer than their breadth and they are cylindrical in outline. The cells are surrounded by a thick and rigid cell wall. The cell wall is differentiated into 3 layers: an outer chitin, middle pectin and innermost cellulose. Just interior to the wall, cell membrane is present which encloses the protoplast. The protoplast consists of cytoplasm, chloroplast and nucleus. The cells contain many small or single large vacuoles situated in the center and remain filled with cell sac. The cytoplasm lies between the cell membrane and vacuole. The next thing is that the chloroplast is single, large and reticulate, which remains embedded in the cytoplasm. It extends from one end of the cell to the other end. Cells are uninucleate and nucleus is generally present in the center of the cell within the cytoplasm, or it may be eccentric. Now the most important process, that is cell division. We know that the filament is present in the oogonium and the filament, which is made up of so many cells, which is one type of multicellular structure. So how this filament will grow? So the process which is responsible for the growth of the filament, that is cell division here. Normally the cell division is responsible for the growth, that we know. Here also in the same case is there. The cell division will occur. The mitotic cell division will be taking place for the growth process. The growth of the filament takes place through the cell division. All cells except apical and basal ones are capable of dividing through cell division, though division remains restricted in some of the cells of the filament. So that you have to remember, which is very important point. The apical and the basal cell, they are not taking part in the process of cell division. Only the middle cells, which are present between the apical cell and basal cell, are responsible for the division process, and they are responsible for the growth of the filament of oogonium. In this diagram you can see in a cell there is a nucleus which is present in this cell. Then after that you can see the ring-like structure will be developed at the upper portion of this cell. Then this ring-like structure is going to be developed and the nucleus will be divided by the mitotic division. As a result, from one nucleus, 2 nuclei will be present, and microtubules are also there for the division of this cell into two parts. The plate will be going to be developed from between two nucleus, finally which will be becoming the septum, and it will be responsible for the division of cell into two parts. So you can see here in the next diagram, the ring is developed very much and now it is looking like this, and you can also see the nucleus which was produced. Now one nucleus is moving upward side and one is downward, and you can see the new cap is also produced here. Before this there was only one cap, but now you can see more than two caps are there. This new cap is also developed as a result of cell formation, new cell formation you can say. Here you can see now the complete new cap can be seen here, and the complete division of these two cells can be seen. This is the septum from which both the cells are separated. This is the mother cell and this is newly generated daughter cell. This ring-like structure will be responsible to produce the chitin surrounding the cell. So in the final diagram, in the F figure, you can see the last, this is the mother cell and this is the daughter cell, and which is having now the chitin. The new cap is also there. So in this manner the division is taking place. The division of nucleus is there. By the mitotic process the division is going on. The steps of cell division which I have discussed in the diagram you can see in this written material also. Now come on the next process, that is reproduction in Oedogonium. Oedogonium reproduces by all the three means. One is vegetative, second one is asexual, and third one is sexual. Now first of all we will discuss about the vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation and akinetic formation. So first of all we will discuss about the fragmentation. Oedogonium filament breaks into many small fragments which have capability to grow into complete filaments under favorable conditions. So just like the Spirogyra you have already studied about the fragmentation process, the filament is going to be broken down into small fragments, and each and every fragment is capable to develop as a individual filament. So this is one type of reproduction, but this is the process of reproduction which is a part of, you can say, vegetative manner of reproduction. The fragmentation takes place due to any of the following reason. So why the fragmentation is taking place, or how it is taking place, due to which reasons it is occurring. So you can say first reason is that accidental breaking of filament. Second, dying or dehydration of intercalary cells. Third is disintegration of intercalary cells due to conversion in sporangia. Next one is mechanical injury to the filament, and the final one, that is change in environmental conditions. So these are the reasons due to that the fragmentation of the filament can occur. In this diagram you can see the Oedogonium chain of akinetes. So many akinetes are there. This is a chain of akinete in the Oedogonium. Now the next mode of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction, which takes place by means of multiflagellate zoospores produced singly in intercalary cap cell. Mostly the newly formed cap cell functions as the zoosporangium. Several factors control the zoospore formation, of which high pH and CO2 concentration of medium and a diurnal rhythm of light and darkness are significant. So these are the factors which are affecting on the formation of zoospore. The zoospores are not formed in chains, and one sterile cell is always present between two zoosporangia. The cell which functions as zoosporangium gets filled with abundant reserve food, and as a slight contraction, a slight contraction is going to be occur of the protoplast. In the protoplast the slight contraction is going on from the cell wall, it is taking place, and due to the contraction the zoosporangia will be filled with abundant reserve food and slight contraction will be there. The central vacuole disappears the chloroplast, frees itself from one end of the cell and becomes conical. The nucleus comes to lie near this chloroplast. A small lens-shaped hyaline region is formed between the wall and the nucleus. This hyaline barred spot later forms the anterior end of the zoospore. Now, at the base of this hyaline, a ring of basal granules appears, and from each basal granule or blepharoplast, a flagellum arises. The basal granules are connected to each other by fibrous strand. A crown of about 30 flagella is formed around the hyaline spot. The next important thing is that the mature zoospore is oval, spherical, or pear-shaped structure. The zoospore is uninucleate and contains a ring-shaped chloroplast. The zoospore is dark green in color except at the hyaline pointed apical end. A subapical ring of flagella is present, and such flagellation is called stephanoconatic type. Now, when the zoospore is mature, the wall of the zoosporangium splits near the apical region, and the adjacent cell moves apart to make a gap for the liberation of zoospores. The mucilage substance is secreted at the base of the zoospore, which help in the liberation of zoospore. The zoospores come out of the zoosporangium in a delicate mucilaginous vesicle, which soon gets dissolved, and the zoospores are liberated in water. Now, the germination of zoospore, which is important part. After liberation, the zoospore swims for about an hour. In the water, they are swimming. Then it settles and attaches itself to a solid substratum. With its anterior end downwards, after attachment, flagella are withdrawn and it starts elongation. The lower hyaline part elongates to make hold fast, and the upper part divides repeatedly to make new filament. So in this diagram also you can see the zoospores are responsible for the development of a new cell. A new filament will be developed due to the deposition of such kind of cells. Now, the third mode of reproduction, which is very important, that is sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction in the Oedogonium is of advanced oogamous type. Sexual reproduction is more frequent in still, you can say it is mostly found in the stagnant water than in the running water. The factors influencing sexual reproduction are alkaline medium, deficiency of nutrition, light and dark periods, and increased temperature. The genus Oedogonium exhibits sexual dimorphism because the male and the female gametes are differing morphologically as well as physiologically. The male gametes are produced in Antheridia and the female gametes are produced in Oogonia. Now, the final important thing is that which I want to discuss with you, that is depending upon the nature of Antheridia producing plants, the Oedogonium species are of two types. Earlier we have discussed about the Macrandrus and Nenandrus species. Now this is the brief information of both the species which is important for your examination. If Antheridia are produced on normal size plant, Oedogonium forms are called Macrandrus species, that is normal, while the Nenandrus will be dwarf. Macrandrus species may be monoecious or dioecious. In the monoecious Macrandrus species, the Antheridia and Oogonia are produced on the same plant, as we have discussed about the gymnosperms and angiosperms also. The monoecious and dioecious species we have discussed already in the semester 2. In the same way here also, if both the male and female parts, that means Antheridia and Oogonia, both are present on the same plant, that type of species is called monoecious species in the Macrandrus type, And if we are talking about the dioecious species, both the Antheridia and Oogonia will be present on different plants. So male plant will be having Antheridia and female plant will be having Oogonia. But the plant will be of normal size. That's why they are Macrandrous species. Now what about the Nanandrous species? The female or Oogonia bearing plants are normal. That means here in the case of Nanandrous, there will be no difference in the case of female plant. It will be normal, but the Antheridia are produced on the special type of smaller dwarf plants, which are known as dwarf males or Nanandria. The dwarf males are formed by androspores, which are produced in Androsporangia. In Androsporangia and Oogonia are formed on same plant. The Oedogonium forms are called Gynandrosporous, because both the Androsporangia and Oogonia are formed on the same plant. So it is known as gynandro. The word andro is related with male and word gyno is related with female. Here both are together. That's why it is called gynandro. If Androsporangia and Oogonia are formed on different plants, the Oedogonium forms are called Idioandrosporous. According to some algologists, Nanandrous species are most primitive compared to Macrandrous species. Thank you so much. If you have any query, you can write your query, submit your query to this email ID. Thank you so much.